Hi, this is Regan Yan, and I'm here with Justin Theng from SAS. And today we're going to talk about marketing automation and creating engagement at scale.
That's right. Thanks, Regan. So marketing automation and engagement, when people think that, they think it's like par for course now, right? 2021. But in reality, automation should have made us able to be more intimate with more people, but instead we've just become more bland with more people. We've just scaled laziness. Do you agree with that?
I absolutely agree with it. And a few years back, I wrote a white paper and I called it "My Marketing Automation Shame." Um, because when I started on this journey, building marketing automation and engaging organizations into marketing automation, my intention was to make marketing better. My intention was to allow organizations to target customers more discreetly, and to do all of the things that small businesses do at scale, and I call it intimacy, at scale. But in fact, what I see people doing when they implement marketing automation is that they just scale up bad marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I wrote this paper. It was kind of tongue in cheek, but it is true. We implement marketing automation because we want to be better marketers. I mean, intrinsically, we all want to be better marketers. But there's a lot of there's a lot of process changes that go around that. And so ultimately, what ends up happening is that we implement marketing automation and then we just automate bad marketing.
It's like alcohol. It's the multiplier of what you already were before. You're either a happy drunk or an angry drunk. If you were lazy to begin with, automation just multiplies your laziness, doesn't it? But if you were a great marketer from the beginning, you knew what makes people tick, that's what you multiply. In fact, that's the end goal of marketing. Somebody once said that I have advertising and marketing because if I could, as a salesperson, have one-to-one conversations with 10 million people, I would. But since I can't, there's marketing. And instead, what we've done is we've gone, well, instead of actual intimate conversations, let's just have copy and paste cookie cutter wallpaper that we just sent to everybody. Is there a real world example that you have of this? Like you were talking about Italy before. Tell us about that.
Right. Yeah. So I was in provincial Italy, and I walked into a butcher shop, and I was just standing in the butcher shop, and and this elderly lady walked into the shop. Opened the door, the bell rang, the butcher looked up, and immediately as he saw her walking into the store, he started gathering meats, different types of meats, and he packaged them up. By the time the elderly lady got to the counter, he just handed over a package of meat to her. Right. So, in his mind, he had used all of the historical data to predict what this lady was going to order on that Tuesday. And he had it ready for her, and he handed it over. And she's been, and I'm certain that she's been doing that for many years.
Yeah, and the marketing component of that, because unless people see it, the marketing component is this lady loves them so much that she'll go and tell her friends, word of mouth.
Right, and it's a habit, right? What this engagement has created is the habit, right? And the example that people use more often is actually coffee, right? When you stand at the end of the queue, and by the time you get to the front of the queue in your favorite coffee shop, your latte is ready, right? And it creates these habits, right? And so engagement is about creating these bonding habits, right? And that's what marketing automation enables organizations to do.
Well, to put it bluntly, it's about knowing a person well. I mean, this lady in provincial France knew her customer and knew her well.
Right.
And I think you can draw a distinction between customer service and customer experience. Customer service is reactive. It's when somebody has reached out to you for help and you've helped them really, really well. That's good customer service. Or when they've looked for something and you've helped them find which sausage is going to be best for, Sarah, which sausage is going to be best for my cookout on Sunday, whatever. I don't know, whatever they do in France. But then customer experience is somebody comes in, you proactively go, hey, I know it's your husband's birthday. He likes these. Take some of these with you. And that's proactive customer experience. So being able to know your customer and then predict what is going to make them happy, what's going to delight them, that's great customer experience. How do you scale that, and what are some of the pitfalls with scaling?
Well, I think that's a great distinction, and it's actually not something, not a way that I've thought about it before, but I think it's a great analogy where, engagement and is about it's about sort of predicting what somebody wants rather than providing good customer service
when they ask for it. Yeah.
When they ask for it. I think that I hadn't really thought about it that way, but I think it's a great way to differentiate the two, because I actually do think from a marketing point of view, we sometimes get those two things confused. We get confused between reactive service and proactive marketing.
Yes. Like somebody's visited a web page, a product page, or filled out a form for something, and you instantly deliver it to them or deliver more info. That to me is good customer service. It is automated and it's a part of marketing. It's a function of marketing these days.
Yes.
But experience is a different thing. It's, what do they get when they open the box? Or how do you know that, for example, if they bought A and B, they might like C? It's doing that really, really well that I think is the key. And that's how you create intimacy. There's a difference between saying, this person listened to me, and saying, this person knows me. The knows me is where customer loyalty happens. The listen to me can happen even if they hate you.
Correct. And it's I always say to our clients, they want to run surveys and stuff like that. And I said, well, unless you know exactly what you're going to do with the answer to the survey, don't ask the question. Because the moment you ask a question, you create an expectation. Did you enjoy our service? No. Well, if you don't have a way of reaching out to that customer and finding out why they didn't like it, or a way of remediating that, then just don't ask the question.
Yeah,
you're going to make it worse.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like rubbing salt in a wound. Actually, I was thinking about it like this, right? I think you and I spoke about it. If I were to say to send my wife a message every day saying, I love you, and automate that, day 3, she'd be like, oh, this is so sweet. By about day 5 or 8, she's going to be like, this is automated, isn't it? Same time, every day, same message, no context, and then all of the goodwill evaporates. It's instantaneously gone. And we do the same thing as marketers at a much larger scale and in a much more annoying way.
It's exactly what happens. If you look at the open rate behavior of customers when they first join a loyalty program, it's 60, 70%.
Yeah.
After about 3 months, it's usually down to 15 to 20.
Yeah.
And it's for exactly the same reason that your wife is going to wake up to your automated "I love you" message.
Yeah, and you don't want to run out of things to say. It's like if you're creating automation and you can't be bothered creating new conversations and new custom content, and you're just looking to tick boxes and fill gaps, no one's going to feel that more than your customer going, oh, this is so half-assed. Half the world got this. It's like, and I think coming back full circle to where we started, automation just multiplies what you already were.
Correct. And sometimes, sometimes it's not just laziness. I don't think marketers are intrinsically lazy. Sometimes it's a function of organizational processes.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
That, if you think about, how difficult, what do I need to do to create really personalized messages or really personalized content, right? I need different creative executions. I need different content. I need a whole range of things. The marketing process that is set up between organizations and agencies is not designed for what I call component marketing. That is, bits of content, bits of creative, and bits of graphics that can be, dynamically merged together. It's created, that whole sort of marketing creation process is designed around a completed piece of marketing. So then people start to think, well, if I've got, 15 different conversations or messages that I want to have with people, I've got to have 15 different complete pieces of marketing, right? And then when you go to your agency and, you say, that's what I want, and then they come back with a bill for $200,000 to create it, you go, you know what, let's just send everybody the same thing.
Yeah, 100%. But not everybody has the luxury of working with an agency. Some are mandated to work in-house. So when I say lazy, I don't necessarily mean the individual is lazy. I mean corporate culture, just lazy corporate culture. The organization as a whole, it's like, do we put customer first or do we put efficiency first? It seems like customizing content is incredibly inefficient and will require us to be creative. Let's just transcribe our latest webinar and chuck that on the blog instead.
And I think, but I see a lot of marketing automation go in and fail, not because the technology doesn't work.
That's right.
It doesn't get, all of the marketing automation platforms today work. They all work. There's not a single one of them that doesn't work. What they don't do is that they don't work in every single possible scenario of process and data. And I would say there's two main reasons why marketing automation fails, in my view. One is the data itself. So people don't deal with the data, with the complexity of the data properly, and they build what I call minimum viable product implementations that run 3 campaigns beautifully but can't run anything else.
Yeah.
But the other important reason is that we don't change these processes of ideation and marketing creation. And so you end up with an ability to, run highly segmented, highly targeted campaigns, but you have a marketing creation process that can only deal with one thing at a time. And the lowest common denominator very usually wins.
Yeah. Look, the most broadly applicable answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I obviously, as you know, at SAS, being a partner of Digital Alchemy, our MarTech software has a pay-per-use. So you acquire specific modules. One of the pitfalls that I've seen just broadly in the industry is what I call gap tax. When you acquire a piece of software that isn't like that, you got to pay for the whole bus. And typically you end up using like 10%. So like the tax is actually how much do you pay to have this software? And then how much do you actually use? Divide that difference by your monthly fee, and that's your gap tax, your gap of not doing things the way they're supposed to be done. And that is often solved by getting an agency who can help you fill and maximize, so you're paying less gap tax.
Yep.
Well, Regan, it's always fun. We should probably wrap it there because we could go on.
Okay.
What should people do if they would like to find out more info?
Look, I mean, people should reach out. I mean, people should reach out to people who care about marketing, not technology.
Like me and you.
Yeah, like you and I, right? I mean, they should reach out. They should absolutely reach out to us. That's absolutely the call to action, Justin. They should call us.
Yeah. Call to action, call us, and we will not automate an impersonal message to you.
Right,
we will
like the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, we just call us. We'll turn up with plasma cannons.
All right. Thanks,
Blasting
guys.
leads out of the sky. Thanks, everyone.
See you soon, Justin. Bye. Bye, everyone.